What's crackin' movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got two debuting rookies. We got Claudia Dolph taking on the Warfather. Claudia Dolph has already had some level of excitement around her because she's already been traded twice. She's now with Corruption. It's going to be interesting to see what she can do. The Warfather, I don't know a thing about him, but I'm excited to see him play. I don't know who I'm backing. I mean, I'm a big fan of Corruption, so maybe I'm pulling for Claudia a little bit, but it should be a good match. Let's get it started. Join the Patreon. It's well worth it. Chandru. The Smasher.
You. Oh, hey, Smasher. Perfect game with the spectacular and all that. I was rooting for you. Such a big fan.
No. Stop. This whole thing, your whole act here, your smiles, that may fool all the fans out there, but it doesn't fool me. This whole song and dance you have.
What?
Stop. I know who you really are. You're a wolf in sheep's clothing, and I'm going to expose you. Let me tell you something. I'm glad that Kalinowski said no to a match with you, because I'm going to stomp you right in the center of that ring. You can count on that.
Listen, it's great that you want to stomp me and all that, but make sure you don't hurt your cutesy little foot when it hits my belt that I'm going to take from you.
See? See right there? That's the real you, Chandler. That's the real Chandler that I know. And they're going to all see it.
Do you want to be in my TikTok?
Chandru's a threat.
Welcome back to the movie trivia Schmoedown. I'm Christian Harlock, joined as always by the baby carrots, Mark Ellis. Mark, this is going to be a very interesting match for a lot of different circumstances here. You have Corruption versus the Burning Droogs.
We have the faction on faction crime, but then I'm also so excited. I showed up to the studio today, not because it was Claudia Dolph versus Warfather, but because I saw the name Dolph Warfather, and it looked like the coolest action movie nickname of all time.
It's absolutely true. The Dolph Warfather is playing today. Well, there's a lot of story with two people who have never played in a singles match before. The Warfather was an inner geekdom competitor. He was drafted by the captain, Robert Meyer Burnett, in the draft, I believe, at the, I don't think it was like the 5th round, maybe in 4th.
Sounds accurate.
So around the same. But you know who else was drafted by Burnett?
I'm going to go with
Claudia Dolph.
There you go.
Claudia Dolph was also drafted, but excuse me, that is incorrect. She was drafted by.
I was fooling you.
Incorrect. She was drafted by Kaiser,
You walked right into that.
who then traded her to Burnett, and then Burnett traded her for Bonnie Somerville. So now Claudia Dolph finds herself on a team.
Really gets to play a match.
But I think that's also because of who drafted her. Right away, I had a conversation with Shannon Barney. She's like, these people are morons. Claudia Dolph knows what she's talking about. And I know Claudia. Claudia does know a lot about movies. But what if Claudia Dolph turns out to be this diamond in the rough?
You think it's a mid-round steal?
It very well could be. And because she already has buzz on her name, and she's never even been in front of the camera for Schmoedown before, but she has buzz. But the Warfather also, with how big he is. I mean, literally, the guy's 8'6".
He's a presence. Yeah, he's tall.
And this is going to be, I don't know anything about them. I don't know how the Warfather is going to be in singles. I don't know how Claudia is going to be. But will we see a star here today?
Yeah, I mean, look, I wonder with Warfather, because he does have prior experience in front of the bright lights, but once you go from inner geekdom into just a regular singles match, it's such a wealth of knowledge in a different setting than what you would get with inner geekdom. I feel like it's not really a big advantage for him because Claudia Dolph, she knows how to be in front of a camera. She's a great performer, so she's going to know, she's not going to get flustered here. I think we're going to see 2 A performances. I don't know if they're going to be great, but it's going to be their best.
Well, we're going to see a lot from both Claudia Dolph and the Warfather. Here we go.
Flight?
And
If there's one thing that you already know about corruption, is that we bounce back. We don't quit, we don't stop, we take our losses in stride, and we move on.
Shannon traded Bonnie Somerville, who's coming off a loss, to the Burning Droogs for Claudia Dolph.
Robert Meyer Burnett, you big dumb animal.
So now Claudia Dolph has gone from the dungeon to the Burning Droogs to corruption.
Corruption. All before she's played a match.
All before she's played a match.
You gave up a player before you even saw her play. I was smart enough to get rid of the dead weight afterwards. Take notes, buddy. You're doing it wrong.
You know what? Alonzo Whitney, victorious. Ethan Irwin, victorious. And allow me to now present the Warfather, one of my draft picks. Oh, who's he playing? Claudia Dolph. Maybe she's nice. I'll never know, because I traded her.
Listen, I've been traded a couple of times. I get it. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I don't want to be with those dummies. I want to be with the queen. I want to be on a team where I know I'm going to win and where I'm going to thrive.
This man is going to make sure that corruption once again suffers another loss.
Y'all don't listen. We're on the rise. We're coming for you. Corruption's back in the game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So either jump on board or get off.
My head feels so good. It feels like that there's a bowler hat made of fire around it. And it will consume me. And it will consume all that stand in my way as I burn like the troops that I am. I knew I picked the right man for the job.
I don't know who Warfather is. I don't really care who Warfather is. I saw him out there. I think he's got some sort of nightgown on. The whole world has been asking, who is Claudia Dolph? Why don't you say we just go show him? Got it.
It's exactly what I said. Claudia Dolph has a chip on her shoulder. Yep. She wants to prove to people that Shannon was the smart one. Out of both Kaiser and Burnett, which is not a stretch, but the fact that she was the one who saw the potential and made the trade, and Burnett leaning into that. Burnett saying, you know what, I traded her on purpose. I have the Warfather. I was smart to get the Warfather, and this is going to be yet another victory for the Burning Droogs.
It's almost like Robert Meyer Burnett enjoys hearing himself talk. What do you think, Christian?
I think that's absolutely accurate, Mark. It's a very good assessment on your behalf, and that's why you're the best in the business.
Well, I also do the tail of the tape around these parts. So Claudia Dolph, she told me her strengths include comic book movies, new releases, and rooting for the worst NFL franchise in history. Now, if you go to Warfather, I go to this guy before the show, and I say, hey, what are your strengths? This is what he told me.
Yeah.
He said his strengths include meat, his favorite Tom Hanks movie is Larry Crown, and more meat.
Okay, meat. He likes to eat meat. All right,
That's his answer.
Well,
he's a Larry Crown guy.
Well, we are going to find out if he's a trivia guy in just a second, Mark, because it is time. Are you
Nicely,
ready to get
that
going,
was
my
so
friend?
smooth.
Do you like it?
You almost stuck the landing.
Almost. Are you ready to get going?
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
I've been getting really good at doing that. Have you been watching the matches? I've been getting really good.
Introducing first,
Who is this guy?
representing the Burning Droogs, led to the ring by his manager, the Captain, Robert Meyer Burnett, making his singles debut.
goes to Christmas present crossed with a fun guy named Ox at the fraternity.
And his opponent, representing Corruption, led to the ring by her manager, the Queen of Corruption, Shannon Barney, making her Schmoedown singles debut, Claudia, the Diamond Dolph!
A nice curtsy, Shannon Barney, leading her to her seat.
I like the strut and the look.
Not intimidated by a guy with a Viking hat at all.
I like the strut by Claudia. She just walks to the table and she now sits down ready. We have the Warfather, we have Claudia, we have the Captain, and we have the Queen. That's right. All set.
Both managers kind of looking like they're not really sure what to expect.
No, me either. Me either.
Neither do we. But
All right, but
do
we
you
do know
the
our
rules?
rules. Number one. Look at that.
Round number one.
All right.
Warfather Claudia, you're either brand new to the table or you haven't been here in a while and never in a singles match before. So here's how round number one works. The field of competitors here is 8 questions from 8 different corners of movie, trivia, Schmoedown, know-how. Each question is worth a point. As soon as one of us asks the question, you have about 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard in front of you. As soon as we ask you by name or nickname to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to your camera. At the same time, you verbalize your answer into the microphone. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. Throughout the 3-round match, you each have 3 usages of the JTE rule, named for famous Wisconsin movie reviewer Josh the Engineer.
Well done.
If you're not sure you heard a question right, you want to buy yourself 15 more seconds, use the JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be issued by your manager at any point throughout the 3-round contest.
Yes, and just to reiterate on that, if your manager does challenge, make sure that your manager comes to the desk to tell us exactly what the challenge is. Do
Face
not
to
scream
face.
into the microphone. All right, with that, I ask Claudia, are you ready?
Ready.
Warfather, are you ready? It doesn't matter! Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! All right, here we go. Question number 1, action adventure. In what 1995 action film does Antonio Banderas star as the character El Mariachi?
1995, where was Christian Harloff?
Working at a movie theater.
You were, is that where your buddy stole all the quarters?
Yeah.
From Mortal Kombat, is that right?
That's absolutely good memory.
Yeah. Is the statute of limitations up?
5.
Can we talk about this crime?
Yes, 4. 3.
Original sin?
1, pens down. We start with Claudia.
Desperado.
Yes. And Warfather? Desperado, saith the Warfather. 1-1. Next question. Speaking of my buddy.
Making use of his pen. Your next category is the world of crime movies. Speaking of your friend, crime movies.
Said that.
Did you really?
Yes.
Good to have you here today. Your question. Who directed the film Baby Driver? You and I have never been better together.
Oh, I shouldn't go to Vegas the night before a match.
This is like... Oh, you know who opened the show? Who hosted?
Edgar
Obviously
Wright.
legend. 4. Stephen Pearl.
3, I like that.
Lives in
2,
Vegas.
Of course.
Yeah.
1, pens down, please. Pens down, and we start with Warfather. Edgar Wright, saith the Warfather. Yes, sir.
I didn't have it.
Claudia didn't have it. Okay.
All right. Warfather's still perfect.
Next question here. Dramas. What 2017 romantic drama stars Timothy Chalamet and Armie Hammer?
You love this Chalamet kid, don't you?
He's a really good actor.
You
I
love
I
his
did-
haircuts.
I did not like
You
his
love his
haircut.
haircuts.
Little Women. Didn't like
That
it.
was the hill you died on
Too modern.
in
Call me
2019.
by
Way
your
too
name.
modern.
Man,
5.
Taking a bold stance.
4. Too modern. 3.
I mean, come
2,
on.
1. Pens down, Warfather. Pens down. And we start with...
Claudia.
Call me by my name.
Sorry.
So close.
Warfather.
Better than me, peach thing.
The answer was...
There was a peach in it.
Call me by your name.
Your name.
Call me by your name. Call me by your name.
Just one pronoun off.
Shit.
But no more damage done. Still 2-1. Warfather leads Claudia early in the match. Your 4th question, round number 1, comes from the world of 1990s movies. And your question, who stars as a puppeteer named Craig Schwartz in Being John Malkovich? Your favorite puppeteer of all time is?
Frank Oz.
Okay. Don't get mad at me. You could have said Henson.
Yeah,
John
but I didn't.
Cusack?
No, you did not.
5. 4.
Like Frank Oz's haircut?
Yes. 2, 1. Pens down. Warfather.
John Cusack?
Yes, Claudia.
John Cusack.
Yes. 3-2. Warfather keeps his lead here. Fantasy sci-fi. Michelle Williams, Rachel Weisz, and Mila Kunis play witches in this 2013 fantasy prequel.
You ever dabble in the witchcraft? The dark arts?
Ex-girlfriends count?
You sold me your furniture. The Xbox.
Well, I don't know if she was
I have his ex-girlfriend's furniture.
Still?
Oz,
4?
great
Yeah.
and powerful.
3. It's a
Great
good
and
chest.
powerful
2.
Oz.
Hey, 1.
Keep it clean, audience.
Pens down. Pens down. We start with Claudia.
I didn't have it.
Okay, and Warfather?
The other craft?
No. Looking for Oz the Great and Powerful.
I always want to give him a point for that. That was good.
good.
Good little gag.
Warfather is definitely entertaining. There's no doubt about it.
The next category is in the world of comedies.
Very good,
son. Very good. I love getting laughs. Your question for a point: which music icon stars alongside Kevin Hart in the film Ride Along? I believe it's your favorite film of that year.
No.
No, I distinctly remember us reviewing it. You big Ride Along guy.
You can't prove it.
5. It's online.
4, 3, 2, 1. Warfather.
I don't know. Common.
No, sir. And
Ice Cube.
yes, Claudia. There it is. Claudia ties it there as we get to question 7, horror/thriller. Which horror/thriller. Which Oscar-winning actress plays the main lead in 2019's Ma?
Hey, you went to the Oscars once upon a time. What's that like?
It's interesting.
Did you get inside?
There was a guy like me in there.
Were you red carpet?
Yeah, it was close by.
Did you forget your pants?
I was at
Octavia
5. I was at
Spencer.
Chipotle. 4. Looking with binoculars. 3.
Did you have Brandon Hanna steam your
2.
jacket?
I did. 1. Hands down, please. And Claudia Dolph.
Octavia Spencer.
Yes. And Warfather.
What she said, but I didn't get it.
No. All right, so 4-3. Claudia takes the lead. Claudia
right.
takes the lead. Here we go.
We settle into your last question. Round number 1 is in the world of animated movies, drawn by hand or on a computer. The question: what classic animated Disney film tells the story of the wizard Merlin and young Arthur?
Once they answer this question, I'm going to tell you something pretty adorable.
Oh, is it about me?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
God, I'm priceless.
Yeah, you are.
The sword and the
Still drunk.
stone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please, and we start with Warfather.
The Sword and the Stone.
Yes, and Claudia.
I put too many words in. Sword and the Sorcerer's Stone.
I game. So my daughter watched that for the first time.
Yeah.
Loved it. Played well.
It's a great movie. Check it out.
So at the end of round number 1, we see ourselves with a tie game here. The two new singles players, Claudia Dolph and Warfather, find themselves tied at 4-4.
They're settling in nicely, you know. It is a nerve-wracking, different experience when you're actually competing in the Schmoedown. And then it's like round 1, it goes by in the blink of an eye, 4 points apiece. You're not trying to set a record here today. You're just trying to beat the person next to you, currently deadlocked at 4 apiece. So we move into the wheel round, the wheel of fate, doom, and justice. On that wheel, you're going to see 10 different categories of movie trivia. Schmoedown know-how. You also have opponents and spinner's choice lurking on the wheel. Once you spin the wheel very gently, you just really look at it, it'll move. You are going to get 4 questions from that category. Each question's worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available in round number 2. So if you're not sure the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to a mere point. So Warfather and Claudia Dolph, you're tied, but Claudia, you're sitting in the higher ranked chair, so you have the option. Do you want to spin first or defer to your opponent?
I'll spin first.
Gonna spin first. All right, Claudia will step on up. Another thing that we didn't mention is that it's also easier. It's so important to the factions this year. And because, they're playing to beat the person who's next to them as the Warfather shoots.
And you're accruing points for your faction.
Yes,
the whole year.
It's so important to corruption for this match too, and for people rooting for corruption out there. But to get up in the rankings, a win in singles gets you a big 2 points, Mark.
Great classy spin by Claudia.
I thought so too, and here it's coming around the side here.
Its opponent's choice is lurking.
Nope.
Musicals.
No,
Musicals.
it's music.
Lots of musicals. Okay, so she seemed to like that one.
That was a high five. I don't think I've ever seen a high five for music.
All right, so we're going to go to musicals. That seems to be something that Claudia wanted to get. Musicals I will be asking the questions of musicals. All right. Here we go, Claudia. Musicals. In which 1964 musical will you find the songs Jolly Holiday and Let's Go Fly a Kite?
Mary Poppins.
For 2 points.
The worst babysitter in movie history.
All right. Question 2. Which 1960s movie is based on the life of comedian Fanny Brice?
Funny Girl.
2 points.
You think she's ever seen a musical?
No. All right. Question number 3 here. Who starred as Pink Lady, Stephanie Zanone, in the
Michelle
1982
Pfeiffer.
musical sequel, Grease 2?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
2 more points.
Classic movie.
That's right. All right, and the last question here. Name the musical. A female girly club entertainer in Weimar Republic, era Berlin, romances 2 men while the Nazi party rises to power around them.
Cabaret.
For 2 more points. Perfect round for Claudia Dolph. Very impressive. Claudia Dolph just annihilated the musicals category there, and now the Warfather will be spinning as Claudia Dolph finds herself with an 8-point lead just like that.
Words I never thought I'd hear you say. Female girly club.
No, I know. Well, you didn't know me back then.
All right, here comes Warfather to spin. Very gentle.
I like
Thank
what
you,
they're doing with
Warfather.
that spin on the Warfather. You expect the Warfather to spin it off the wheel, but he didn't.
I thought he was going to cast a spell on
Gentle
it.
giant. I like it.
You don't know.
I like that spin. Look at the sounds. The sounds of music is what we have from that wheel. Remember how it used to sound?
The hills are alive
With the wheel.
with the sound of music.
Coming back around here, and we're gonna find ourselves on. And dance movies.
Dance.
I like that kind of movie.
Dancing the night away tonight.
Spinning it away from dance movies. Because I have a feeling that was also a Claudia Dolph.
Yeah.
But just like that, Mark, an 8-point lead for the Diamond over the Warfather.
Yeah, Claudia Dolph exploding in round number 2
was
for a
quick.
perfect round.
Shades of Ethan Irwin in that second round. How quick it was, and we're like,
She's not messing around. Not playing games.
and we are now going to find ourselves. Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett
Scarlett
Johansson.
Johansson it is. So we're going to find 4 questions in the realm of Scarlett Johansson films. All right, here we go, Mark.
ScarJo movies. That's her popular nickname in the tabloids. Warfather.
Yeah.
2 points. Rooney Mara plays the childhood sweetheart to a character by the name of Theodores in which Scarlett Johansson co-starring film?
Multiple choice, please.
I can provide that. Is it A, We Bought a Zoo, B, Her, C, Match Point, or D, Sing?
We bought a zoo?
Sing.
That is incorrect for a 1-point steal card. I'm going to give you your multiple choice options again. Is it A, We Bought a Zoo, B, Her, C, Match Point, or D, Sing?
Her.
1 point for Claudia.
Claudia starting to run away here. Now we have 9 points.
All right, back to Warfather for 2 points. Scarlett Johansson made her feature film debut
North.
in which 1994 film?
North.
Multiple choice.
North.
Is it A, If Lucy Fell, B, My Father the Hero,
North.
C, North, or D, Monkey Trouble?
North.
C. North.
That's a 1-point correct answer.
There you go.
It's a big answer for him. You can't give away another steal. Your penultimate question in the world of Scarlett Johansson, Warfather. What is the name of the snake voiced by Scarlett Johansson in 2016's The Jungle Book?
Ka.
Yes, it is.
All right, last question here.
Creeping his way back in here. In the world of Scarlett Johansson, your last question for
So
2 points.
Earth.
In Lost in Translation, Bob Harris is in Tokyo to film a commercial for what kind of product?
Tansori whiskey.
He even got the exact name of it. 2 points, and that's a nice comeback after getting an answer stolen from him early in the round.
Finds himself only down by 4 points now going into round number 3.
Well done there, Warfather. So, Claudia enjoying a 13-9 lead over Warfather as we move into the third and possibly final round, lest we go to sudden death overtime. In round number 3, Each competitor is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. We need 3 numbers from each competitor. Each number corresponds to a different corner of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. Your first question is worth 2 points. Your next one's worth 3 points. The last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 big points. So, Claudia, because you enjoy a 4-point lead, you're going to give us your series of numbers first. From 1 to 20, what 3 numbers feel lucky?
3, 5, 14.
3, 5, and 14 for the Diamond and for the Warfather.
10, 15, 2.
10, 15, and 2 for the Warfather, who will be going first to try to avoid the TKO here, Mark.
All right, so Christian, his first category, you'll be asking Warfather his questions. I'll be asking Claudia hers.
All right, for 2 points for the Warfather. All right, Warfather, you chose Spielberg movies. Spielberg movies, that was category number 10.
Play Mountain.
All right, who plays oceanographer Matt Hooper in the film
Richard
Jaws?
Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss.
For 2 points.
There it is.
Okay, so he's still fighting now the 3-pointer mark. 3-pointer here. Warfather, you chose number 15. That's famous actors and actresses. All right. So, for your 3-pointer, in which Hitchcock? For the 3-pointer. All right, here we go. In which Hitchcock movie does Cary Grant play a character by the name of Roger O. Thornhill?
Rear Window.
Rear Window.
Looking for North by Northwest. So
Here we are.
Where we stand. This is going to be the Warfather's 5-pointer. If he hits it, it bounces back to Claudia. We'll have to answer some questions. However, if he misses it, Claudia will win via TKO and pick up 3 points for corruption here. All right, Warfather, your 5-pointer. Tarantino films. Warfather. All right, your 5-pointer. Here you go. For Tarantino, in Kill Bill Volume 1, while discussing a possible duel, Vernetta Green attempts to kill the bride with a gun hidden in which kitchen item?
Cereal box.
Yeah.
Correct for 5
Wow,
points.
look at that.
Big hit.
He's seen the movie, Christian.
So he puts himself in a position to win the match, but Claudia has 3 questions to answer, Mark.
Yes, she
Just
does.
3
And her
questions to
first one, for 2 points, is going to be in the world of modern classics. Selected number 3, that's what it corresponds to. So, Claudia, we're looking at modern classics for 2 points. This will pull you to within 1 of Warfather's lead. And your question, who plays Harvey Dent in the film
Aaron
The Dark
Eckhart.
Knight?
Aaron Eckhart.
Repeat the question.
First one.
Who plays Harvey Dent in the film The Dark Knight?
Harvey Dent.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Didn't have it.
Yep. Looking for Aaron Eckhart. Aaron Eckhart.
So Claudia
Good shit on that guy.
Claudia has an opportunity to tie the game here. If she just hits her 3-pointer, it'll be tied.
Will be tied at 16 apiece if she can get a 3-point question in the world of 2010s. 2010s movies released sometime that last decade we just had. And your question. In the film The 100-Foot Journey, who plays the owner of the French Michelin star restaurant who starts a rivalry with an Indian family who open a restaurant across the street?
Never heard of this film.
Repeat the question.
I can do that. In the world of 2010s films, in the film The 100-Foot Journey, who plays the owner of the French Michelin star restaurant who starts a rivalry with an Indian family who open a restaurant across the street?
Viggo Mortensen.
I don't have it.
Looking for Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. Okay.
Helen Mirren.
So
Here we are.
now the strange thing here is Claudia can still win the game
Yes,
now
she can.
with the 5-point. However, if she misses it, the Warfather will win the match.
That's right,
Turn of
Christian.
events.
And Claudia, for her 5-point question, she landed on the category of new releases. All right. Films recently released in theaters. For 5 points. This will give you the win in your very first movie trivia Schmoedown match. If you miss it, the Warfather is going out on top. The Banks family is looking for their bank share certificate in Mary Poppins Returns. Where do they end up finding the certificate?
One more JTE left here, Mark.
Repeat the question.
In the attic?
All right. In the world of new releases, the Banks family is looking for their bank share certificate in the film Mary Poppins Returns. Where do they end up finding the certificate?
In the attic.
The attic.
And your winner, the Warfather! The answer was kite. On an old kite. Old kite. As patchwork on a kite. Old kite. Tough way to go. Looks like it could have broken Claudia's leg. Ran into a tough string of round 3 questions, and Warfather is now being very loud, and his manager even louder. Yeah, it was a little heartbreaking. A bit heartbreaking. So it looked like it was a TKO, but he hit that 5-pointer there.
Big 5-pointer that hits, and Claudia just missed it. He looked old kite.
Cereal box versus old kite.
And Mary Poppins helped her in the second, sunk her in the third.
That's why she's the worst babysitter in movie history.
That's
But when
right.
you look at the 5-point question, I think I like the moxie that both Claudia and Warfather played with. No, Warfather's coming in with a lot of bravado, but Claudia, she really knows her stuff. She spun one of her favorite categories on the wheel, and she took full advantage, getting a perfect round number 2. Very impressive for someone kicking off their Schmoedown debut.
Yeah, it was. It was being able to stay cool, calm, and collected throughout it. But the Warfather finds himself now at 1-0, and the Burning Droogs do it again. It seems to be the story this season. Everyone talked about Burnett and how he was going to come in last place. Well, he keeps having teams and singles player that keep on winning. The Burning Droogs are in good shape, and I'm sure we're going to hear about it when we hear it with Jen Sturger, who is with the captain, Robert Meyer Burnett, and the victorious Warfather.
That's right, Christian. I'm surrounded by very jovial, very large men. I'll give everyone a chance at home to turn down their volume a little bit before I hand the microphone over to Robert Meyer Burnett, but you've got to be feeling pretty good now. You've got some nice momentum going behind the Droogs, and you've got to be happy with the way this guy was able to muster out that win.
You know, I gotta say, Warfather, I knew Hitchcock. That's okay. We'll talk about Hitchcock. But when you got the gun in the cereal box, I felt like I was there when you were born. I felt so proud. Man! So I really enjoyed that. You know, it proves that a draft pick of mine so far hasn't let me down.
And you've got to be feeling pretty good yourself.
I feel fruity good. I feel very good. I feel all the sorts of good. Thanks to my war advocate, Robert Meyer Burnett. Oh, Claudia, you're a fine battle opponent, and I wish you the best. But now we go on to the next one, and the next, and mighty Schmoedash will be quenched with the blood of my enemies and all that stand before me. Thank you, Lady Sturger. I appreciate the time.
I would appreciate it if you'd stop swinging that around with me standing right next to you. Anyways, congratulations again on your victory today. You know, Robert Meyer Burnett, a lot of people, I think, counted you guys out. They counted the Burning Droogs out, and it was so weird because you didn't even really come out and consult with Warfather during the match, and so I think a lot of us were wondering what your game plan was. And for you guys to muster out that win today, I don't know, I'm a little surprised.
Well, let me just say that Warfather and I actually discussed this, and as a former player, I said to him, I know how stressful it can be. Do you want me to come out during the match? And I said, or do you want me to hang back? We talked about it. The strategy was not to bother you during the match unless you spun either spinner's choice or opponent's choice. That was the only time that I was going to come out. So, just so everybody at home knows, I know what's going on. I might not know who's playing when, but I do know what's going on. And he knows enough to let the Warfather be Warfather!
Huzzah! back to the desk.
Certainly an excitable young chap there, isn't he?
Yeah, well, look, he's got a lot of energy, and he should be excited. I mean, he was on the verge of a TKO loss, and it turned in the other direction. It happens. Claudia had a tough third round, and but it was a great second round, and we just find themselves corruption. No, corruption's in they've had a nice run with team corruption, but the other side of things has been a little rough. So I'm curious to see what Shannon Barney is going to say here as we talk to Jen Sturger, who's in the interview.
Shannon, I know that you are disappointed with the outcome of today's match, but you have to be encouraged by the way that Claudia pulled out all of those answers in round 2. That's got to give you some hope moving forward in the future.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. She is a diamond in the rough, along with multiple of my new players. And diamonds just need a little bit of pressure and a little bit of time to shine. And she's gonna get there. I'm not really worried about her.
I just feel like Corruption's really had a tough go of it this season. Is there something that you guys are going to be changing going forward?
I mean, we can't change the luck of the game. Yeah, we got a rough start, but again, for the millionth time, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We're not so far behind that we can't catch up, and we're exactly where we always end up, the underdogs, the ones you're not rooting for, the ones that you don't think are gonna win. But you guys forget that I have championship members on my team to encourage these guys and lead them and mentor them to get better and better and better each and every time. Warfather's gonna lose his freaking breath by the time he's done talking. He's gonna pass out. He won't be able to play a game again. Meanwhile, Claudia is just gonna keep getting better and better and better.
I have to say, that round 2 performance was absolutely spectacular, right, guys? And I think that is the kind of player that we are expecting you to be going forward. Not to put any pressure on you, but just to be able to to keep your cool and I know everything kind of fell apart in round 3, but did that round 2, is it going to be the thought that propels you forward into your next matches?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like I can do 100% better, and if it's all musical questions, then I'm gonna be golden. So, yeah.
But that round 3, obviously, it shook you a little bit. Was it the lights? Was it just playing the game itself in front of people? What got to you?
No, I just hadn't seen those movies. Honestly, I didn't have the Mary Poppins. I knew Aaron Eckhart. His last name just wasn't coming to.
I was saying the same thing backstage. I was like, I know this, but I can't pull it.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you, I wasn't even sitting out in front of the lights, but it just happens.
Yeah.
When you're down to the time crunch, sometimes things just don't come to you.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm gonna move forward, and like she said, just keep rubbing me. I'll get happier and happier and shinier and shinier.
That's right. Thanks for finishing that sentence. Well, Shannon, like I said, this is not the last we've seen of Corruption, obviously, and I know that you guys are going to have a really good game plan going forward.
I mean, you guys didn't want to see us again, but you're gonna see us again live because we're going back for the belts, idiots.
I don't think that was directed at the desk, but back to the desk?
It was
it's accurate.
That makes sense. It is, once again, Burnett, and I'm guilty of it too. I said it on SCN Live. I said it on Backstage.
Fan of the show.
I said that Burning Droogs would most likely come in last place, and Burnett has said, well...
You were very, I remember, I might have been on that episode, you were very hell-bent on the fact that you didn't think that he took the game as seriously as some other managers.
I didn't think he knew anything about the game.
Yeah.
And I've seen him on Call to Action talking about, having on the Schmoedown show and actually knowing what he's talking about and being a student in the game and actually knowing history. Burnett has shocked me, and he shocked me as a manager this season. He clearly, even like he said, I was judging him when I was sitting here with you just now, and I was like, he's not even walking out there. But it turns out to me, they had the discussion beforehand where he said, do you want me to come out? And Warfather said no, and the strategy worked.
Yeah, he's definitely never going to be guilty of over-managing any of his clients. But look, you get the W, and all that matters at the end of the day is that Warfather got the win. It looked like he was going Claudia Dolph's way for a long time. Warfather pulls it out, and that's more points for the Burning Droogs.
More points for the Droogs, and Corruption is going to have to climb. They're really going to have to climb as we get more and more deeper into the season here. And for you guys, do you like what you've seen so far in Season 7? Well, guess what? We are most likely going to be around somewhere near you. All you got to do is go to the Schmoedownlive.com and check out tickets. Get your tickets to events that are closest to you. You can always watch us, whether it's the live stream. If you want to be a patron, we are trying to stream at least twice a month, and you can go to Patreon.com/the Schmoedown. Sign up today.
He wants money for a ticket.
Money for a ticket.
No, we can't do that joke anymore for a bunch of different reasons.
Can't do it.
That's Christian Harloff. I'm Mark Ellis. Check out the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon and watch his show SCN Live every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. in the PT.
We'll see you next time.
Well, good match. Warfather, he had a bit of a deficit, but he came back, played strong. Claudia, she had a great second round. She crushed it in musicals, but round 3 just wasn't her round, and the Warfather took advantage of it. So Shan, sorry you got another L. It sucks, but congrats to the Warfather and my boy Burnett, burning droogs. Happy for him. Good match. And Gracie and Christian back on the desk. It doesn't feel like we've gotten them a lot this year. Always loved Christian and Ellis together. That's the ultimate tandem for me. And that first scene with fucking Smetch and Chandru, that shit was awesome. Who knows when they're gonna face off for the IG belt, but whenever it does happen, it's gonna be a great match. Can't wait to see it. If you like my reactions, you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, Chris Woodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. So until next time, Mr. Boy C-Dub, peace.